The Board of Works and the City of Hammond lost one of our finest employees this past week. Stan Dostotny will always be remembered for his infinite knowledge of the city, his great kindness, and his deep love of Hammond. He will truly be missed by all those who knew him, and we'd like to ask you to join us today in a moment of silence for our dear friend Stan. Thank you. Roll call, please.
Mr. Dostotny. Ms. Gray.
Here.
Mr. Markgraf.
Here.
We have a new member who has been appointed to our board, Mr. Jeff Long of the Hammond Police Department. Do we need to take action on his appointment? Entertain a recommendation for his approval?
I make a motion to recommend Mr. Long be appointed to the Board of Works.
I concur. Item 3, conflict of interest statements. Any conflict of interest?
No.
Okay. Item 4, approval of minutes of meeting of February 1st, 2018.
I make a motion to defer the reading of the minutes from February 1st.
I concur.
Item 5, correspondence. A, proposal opening jail medical services. We received 2 bids for this. The first is from Lockheed Tenants, and they are from
Have you seen it?
2655 North Winds Parkway, Alpharetta, Georgia.
Wow.
And the second is from Comprehensive Care, 7501 West 15th Avenue, Gary, Indiana. Do we have a recommendation to submit for review and recommendation?
I move to have these proposals approved or reviewed.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Item B, request for advertising dates of February 15th, 2018 and February 22nd, 2018 with a bid opening date of March 8th, 2018 for the 2018 Hammond Community Crossings Project, 173rd Street, Pavement Hot in Place Pavement Recycling, HIR, or HMA Milling and Resurfacing, 173rd Street from Indianapolis Boulevard to the Indiana Harbor Belt Railroad, exception at Purdue Calumet.
Just for the record, these are community grant crossings with the, Jonathan, you have something to add?
Yeah, this is the 50/50
Yes.
program.
Yes. Okay. I make a motion to approve the advertising dates.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Item C, request for advertising dates of February 15th, 2018 and February 22nd, 2018 with a bid opening date of March 8th, 2018 for the Holman Avenue Reconstruction Project from Hune Street to approximately 200 feet north of 141st Street.
And this is same situation, right, Jonathan? Community grant crossing project that's split 50-50 between State of Indiana and City of Hammond? I make a motion to approve the advertising dates.
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Item D, correspondence received from AT&T requesting permission to perform work on Roby Street.
Again, speaking with the engineering department this morning, this is some underground work that needs to be conducted up there, and they didn't have any problem with the approval going forward. So I motion to grant AT&T's request.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed? Item E, correspondence received from Frontier Construction requesting previously approved alley closure behind 816 119th Street beginning February 1st, 2018 be changed to start date on February 8th, 2018 and continue to February 16th.
And I believe this was approved previous. They just needed to adjust their timeline to do this work. I motion to approve their request.
I'll second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed? Item F, correspondence received from Chief of Police John Doty requesting approval of Officer Kyle Waggers be promoted to second-class patrolman effective January 27, 2018. Specialty pay to Officer Philip Merritt for being a certified breathalyzer operator retroactive to November 1st, 2017, and receipt of the petition for retirement for Sergeant Thomas Grabowski.
I motion to approve the chief's request.
A second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed? Item G, propane supply agreement with Alternative Fuel Supply LLC. This is part of the energy efficiency program the city is undergoing at the moment. It will be used for the propane tanks at the police department and public works. I'll entertain a motion to approve.
Motion to approve the agreement.
A second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed? Item H, hearing on property located at 6637 Harrison Avenue. Is anyone here for this property?
I'm sorry, we had to correct something on the file right now, so if we can move that down a little bit, the inspector should be here with those
Okay.
as soon as possible. Thank you.
We'll move on to item I, agreement to rehabilitate property located at 7234 Jarnicki. Chris, anything on this one? 7234 Jarnicki.
Sorry, this is a property that's on the demolition list. It was signed January the 18th, but it was never actually sent to me. The attorney sent it to me, although I have heard that the owner is in the process of selling the property, which might actually be the best outcome. So I would ask you to please approve the agreement to rehabilitate, but there may be a second one coming with a new name shortly.
Okay.
I motion to approve the agreement to rehabilitate.
A second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Item J, agreement to rehabilitate property located at 3006 Kenwood Street.
If you will recall, this was a property that was also on the demolition list. The old owner did not wish to enter into a rehab agreement. However, he has sold it to a new owner, and the new owner wishes to enter into a rehabilitation agreement. So I would ask you to please approve.
Motion to approve the agreement.
A second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Item K, agreement to rehabilitate property located at 6116 Alexander Avenue.
This is also a property that was on the demolition list, and the owner has entered into a written rehabilitation agreement. I'd ask you to please approve.
Motion to approve the agreement.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Item L, agreement to rehabilitate property located at 1527 River Drive North, first extension.
This is a property there was a previous rehabilitation agreement. There was some work done, there were some issues. However, the building department has been well apprised of those issues, and so we have granted her an extension.
Motion to approve the extension.
A second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Item M, correspondence received requesting rental registration hearings.
March 8th. I make a motion to set the hearings for March the 8th.
A second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Item N, amusement device listing for the week of February 5th, 2018.
Motion to approve the amusement devices for the week of February 5th.
A second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Item O, resolution providing for an intergovernmental loan to the Hammond Waterworks Department. I believe Ed Cruz is here from the Water Department. Is there anything that you'd like to say on this matter?
Oh. I make a motion to approve the resolution.
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Are we ready? Go back? Okay. We're going to go back to item H, the hearing on property located at 6637 Harrison.
Yeah, so, the City Hammond Code Enforcement Inspections Department, the owner and his, counsel, are on the same page as far as what needs to happen here. So basically, we're just at the process of where we need to, have the order affirmed. However, the, paperwork and file, I believe, is in Kelly's office, because he last had a meeting with Attorney Weigel. He is in East Chicago Court at the moment. So, if we could set this over for a week, it's just the formality of having the paperwork processed. Attorney Weigel and his client understand what, we're gonna be doing.
Tom broke in. Tom broke in.
Yeah, the key, huh? Sorry. All right. So, all right. What we are looking at for this property address is we inspected, and it currently sits as a 3-unit property. Based on the results of the inspection and what was there during the inspection, and based on the research performed, it was determined that the second floor and the first floor rear apartment did not meet minimum code requirements to be occupied as separate dwellings. Based on fire separation issues, ceiling height, and the lack of permits for the creation of these apartments, the city stance is that this property should be converted back to a single-family home. Attorney Weigel and his client, have been informed of, our requests, have met with Kelly Kearney, and, have agreed to, comply with the requests or see what other options would be available to them. So what we're asking is that the board affirm the removal of the second floor apartment and first floor rear at this property location at this time.
Well, I'm not sure how the procedure works, but I met with Mr. Kearney last week and told him that we are amenable to, if we can meet code, either rehab this into a single-family unit or to apartment unit, okay? But I don't want to waive anything at this time until we get the contractors out there to tell Mr. Lazarian what he has to do. I just would like to have some more time to get the contractors out there without taking any further action at this time.
Our main concern, the properties remain vacant. The initial inspection that was performed was in 2014 with Inspector Saliga and myself. Subsequently, a file was started and discussions began on what we could allow to have at the property address. We have no objection to having the owner consult the contractors, which is what we want in the first place, to make sure that he's going to be aware of what would need to be done to either convert it to a single-family home, or if there's any feasible opportunity to create 2 units here, he would have the information in front of him to make that decision, either financially or zoning-wise, what would be feasible. To see what process he had to go through. I have no issue giving them time. In no way, shape, or form is this affirmation, going to be something where they're going to be given a time frame to convert or do this work without having anybody occupy the property. However, we want to make sure that Attorney Weigel and his client both understand that the way the property is currently constructed doesn't meet the minimum requirements. So moving forward, if the apartments are firm for removal, the way they currently are constructed, it would make sense because they're not safe in their current construction. Any work to be done to try to bring one into compliance or remove the other, plans would have to be submitted, zoning variances would have to be passed. There's a process that would have to go through. So realistically, the removal of these units being affirmed in their current condition wouldn't hinder his ability to see what it would take to make it a safe 2-unit or convert it to a single-family home either way. I'm not opposed to giving them time. We just, it's the city's interest. The property as it's currently constructed is not safe. It doesn't meet minimum code requirements. If the board would like to take it under advisement or set it over for, what, 2 weeks? Would that be enough time to have a contractor go out and give them?
Well, Mr. Lazarian has a flu right now, so it's hard for me to speak for him on that. I don't know what the rush is here. I mean, I don't even know if there was an inspection in 2014. There was just according to my client, there was just an uninhabitable poster slapped on the building. And to correct the record, he asked me to call and find out, after 3 years, no action was taken. So I called up and I spoke to, I believe it was Mr. Saliga, or maybe it was someone else. What is going on here? Because normally what happens is after these inspections, it comes to the board. 3 years go by, nothing happened. So the next thing we know, we get the complaint filed. And I review the material that was disclosed to us, and it says that I agreed to an inspection, which I never did. But that's okay, they came out, and if you recall, I don't know if you do, but the last time we were here, I told the board that we hadn't really decided what we were gonna do, and we needed to have code people come out there and tell us what had to be done, okay? Instead, they treated that as an inspection.
Sir, that is the inspection.
Pardon me?
That is the inspection.
I'm sorry?
So that is the inspection. So in order
Yeah,
to
but-
send code
but we
enforcement
didn't
out there to
never
tell you what
consent
needs
to
to
an
be
inspection.
done,
We wanted to know what had to be done.
that is
Okay.
the inspection.
Well, that's not an inspection. We didn't consent to an inspection. We consented to have them come out there and tell us, what is it you guys need us to remove, okay, to make this comply, okay? That's not an inspection. So-
I understand, but we don't send code enforcement out there just
Well, that
to
was
look at
the-
things.
that
They're
was the
they're sent to do an
understanding we had.
inspection to tell you what the findings are, which are presented to us today, which outlines what needs to be done
Yeah,
in order to bring it up to
We
code.
understand that. I just so the record's clear, we never authorized an inspection. And look, I'm not trying to cause trouble. We'd like to go ahead and figure out whether we can do a 1 or a 2 unit out there. We just need a little more time to get the contractors. And then we can come back here and decide whether it's a 1 or a 2 unit. But I don't want to waive anything at this point. I mean, you wait 3 years before you file the thing,
What would be a reasonable timeframe, Nick?
I mean,
a couple months.
I mean, really, I would defer to the Inspections Department Commissioner as far as, what time frame that ultimately it would be, his call. Ultimately, even previous, just to revert back, if we mark a property uninhabitable, we have to have legal justifiable grounds to do so. We can't just walk up to a property from the outside and decide it's uninhabitable. So obviously, we schedule an inspection, walk through, determine what the current construction was unsafe, and then mark it uninhabitable at that time. The situation with, file in 2014, we went through a personnel change, so I'm not sure if Inspector Saliga was able to finalize it or have it scheduled or if it was continued. The bottom line was at this point in time, no action had been taken on the property, so we had set up a reinspection to determine if anything was done in the property, if it remained in the same condition, and then what steps we need to take for the owner to either bring the property into compliance to have it occupied or sold. So when we go on to the grounds of a property, the first thing, we don't have keys to it, so some owner or whoever opening the door is, consent in my mind to allow us access. But nevertheless, our main concern is that the property is compliant. Attorney Whiteland's client need time to make sure that the property can be either converted back to a single-family home or converted to a safe 2-unit. I have no form of giving him that time. However, like I stated, as far as the length of time is concerned, I'd like to, pass it to the Inspections Department Commissioner and get his take on it. So maybe if
have no problem with a month. I just want to correct the record. When I was here last time, it was, I don't know if you guys recorded this stuff or not, but if you have a chance to review that, our position was, we don't know what we're going to do because of the economics of this. We didn't waive anything, and we said, we need to get an idea of what we need to do, and an arrangement was made for the inspectors to come out, but it wasn't for an inspection. As I just admitted, the inspection was done 3 years, in 2014. So
I understand,
now we have-
I understand your position on this, sir. I think that maybe, I apologize if there was some confusion. When the inspectors are told to come out to see what needs to be done for the building, that's interpreted as an inspection.
Well,
So, I mean, I
Under the
understand.
law,
So
that
we'll
is
give
not
them
an
another
inspection.
month to continue this for status in a month, and during that time, if you can work with the building department
fine.
to get these contractors scheduled.
All right, I make a motion set over for status March 15th, which is actually a few more days beyond 30.
fair enough, thank you.
Yes, thank you, thank you.
Second.
Second.
Second. Yeah, sorry.
All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed?
March 15th, yes.
Okay, we're going to go back to the regular order. Item 6, matters from other board members.
I do not.
Item 7, matters from other department heads and their representatives. Item 7, new business. Old business, we have one matter before us today. Correspondence received from Chief of Police John Doty requesting correctional officers Terry Kaprowski and Watkins receive promotional raise effective November 14th, 2017. This was before the board
Right.
several months ago, and there was some confusion on this matter. It has been resolved, and I'll entertain a motion to approve.
All right, motion to approve the chief's request.
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Item 10, meeting open to the public.
Motion to adjourn the meeting.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.